The parable of the two gardens. There once lived a young man named Eli who inherited two things from his father: a small cottage on the edge of a village, and a patch of land behind it that was neither beautiful nor terrible, just ordinary soil waiting for whatever someone would plant. When Eli's father died, he left him a final piece of advice: tend your garden, and your garden will tend you. Eli did not understand the meaning, but he treasured the words. The weeds of worry. At first, Eli ignored the little garden. He worried about his future, envied those with more, and complained about the smallness of his life. And as he thought these thoughts, something strange happened. The garden behind his cottage began to sprout thorn-weeds, thick, twisted, fast-growing things that scratched and tore at his clothes whenever he stepped close. The more Eli complained, the more the weeds grew, as if they were fed by his very mood. One day an old traveler came down the road and saw the overgrown patch. The traveler asked, "Young man, who planted this wilderness behind your house?" "No one," Eli sighed. "It simply grew." The old traveler shook his head. "Nothing simply grows. A man's garden always follows the seed he scatters, whether he knows he scattered it or not." But Eli did not yet understand. The seeds of strength. The traveler handed Eli a small pouch filled with bright, clean seeds. "These," he said, "are the seeds of noble thoughts: faith, gratitude, discipline, kindness, courage. Plant one each morning and watch." Eli decided to try. The next morning, he planted a seed of gratitude and spoke aloud, "Today I will be thankful for the little I have." To his surprise, a tiny green shoot appeared, as fresh and hopeful as a spring morning. The next day, he planted a seed of discipline and worked steadily at his chores. Up sprang a sturdy stalk. The third day, he planted a seed of courage, and he took the long road into town he had always feared. Another plant appeared, stronger than the first two. Day by day, seed by seed, his garden slowly changed. The thorn weeds shriveled, the noble plants grew tall. The turning point. One afternoon, a storm swept through the valley. The villagers panicked, but Eli remained steady. When the winds howled at his windows, he discovered something surprising. The strength he needed for that storm had been growing in his garden for months. He thought back to his father's words: "Tend your garden, and your garden will tend you." Now he finally understood. His outer life was simply a reflection of his inner one, the garden others could see. As the seasons passed, Eli's patch of land became the most beautiful garden in the village. Children came to play beneath the tall blossoms. Travelers stopped to rest under the shade. People who were discouraged sat quietly among the flowers and felt hope stirring again. And whenever someone asked how such a garden came to be, Eli would smile gently and say, "A man's thoughts are seeds, and his life is the garden they grow. Guard your thoughts, and you guard your life." The lesson of the parable. Just as Eli learned, good thoughts produce good fruit, fearful thoughts produce weeds. A man becomes what he cultivates within. The mind, once tended, becomes a place of peace and strength. And so the parable ends where it began, with a simple truth: as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he.